Szanowni Państwo, przystępujemy do realizacji kolejnego punktu porządku obrad, który brzmi sprawozdanie Ciarána CUFFE, charakterystyka energetyczna budynków, wersja przekształcona. Bardzo proszę o zabranie głosu pana sprawozdawcę Ciarána CUFFE. Czas wystąpienia 4 minuty.
Thank you, Vice President Kopacz. Thank you, Commissioner Simpson. Colleagues, tomorrow this Parliament faces a rare opportunity to make a visible impact in the lives of every person in Europe. This winter, millions of people were trapped in cold, drafty homes. Households and businesses are struggling to pay sky-high energy bills. Property owners are unable to renovate their homes and cannot afford to do so. Renters are stuck with eye-watering fuel bills, with no control over the energy performance of their home. We have the power to tackle this crisis and provide much-needed relief to households and businesses across Europe. The recast Energy Performance of Buildings Directive, or EPBD, is that solution. This directive is at the core. It is a plan for the EU to achieve a climate-neutral building stock by 2050. Why buildings? Well, buildings are responsible for 36%, more than a third of Europe's greenhouse gas emissions. And there is no question that we have to tackle buildings to make a real change. Categorically, the EU will not achieve its climate targets without this directive. However, we have a deal on the EPBD that will not only lower emissions, but will also lower energy bills, boost European jobs and industries, and strike a blow to Europe's dependence on fuel imports from Russia and elsewhere. And after months of negotiations in the ITRE Committee, we've reached an agreement on the Buildings Directive, and a strong majority from all of the Parliament's major political groups have backed this agreement. The negotiators support the deal because it's fair and it's realistic. It provides flexibility to member states, property owners and tenants, and it's the right deal for Europe. It's a fair and realistic plan because it targets the worst performing buildings, prioritising people in energy poverty who are most impacted by high bills. And it ensures a fair distribution of responsibility amongst the member states. While we've increased the ambition level for renovation, we've also adopted stronger social protections against disproportionate rent increases or eviction. And we will boost renewable installations in buildings, and member states must adopt plans to phase out fossil fuel use in buildings by 2035. It's also a flexible plan. Every country develops its own renovation plan that is specific to their needs. Historical and religious buildings are exempt. Residential property owners have more time to abide by the new rules. And it's crucial, however, that exemptions for residential buildings are limited. Certain groups, like renters, mustn't be locked into cold, damp buildings and denied the benefits of lower bills and decent housing. It's the right plan for Europe. The proposed deal will save almost 50 billion cubic metres of fossil gas per year. That's the gas consumption of 35 million households. Another crucial blow to Europe's dependence on Putin's gas. Certain members on the far right of this House would like to see changes to the text that would render this directive almost meaningless. To deny European households and businesses the chance of lower bills and decent housing should be unthinkable. Furthermore, without this directive, we're in grave danger of missing our climate targets. So I urge my colleagues to reject efforts to water down this crucial legislation. And instead, tomorrow, let's vote for cheaper bills, warmer homes and climate protection. It's a good deal for the citizens of Europe. It's a good deal for the construction industry and creating jobs. And it's a good deal for the planet. So let's vote to get this deal done and get this report approved. Thank you.
Bardzo dziękuję, panie pośle. W imieniu komisji głos zabierze komisarz Kadri SIMSON. Bardzo proszę.
Honourable members, first let me thank you for inviting me to this debate today. And I want to start by thanking Rapporteur Ciarán CUFFE and all honourable members of the Parliament involved so that this work led us to adoption of a very high-quality report. We have just marked 1 year anniversary of our REPowerEU agenda, and we have come very far in building an energy system that is more secure and less dependent on Russian fossil fuels. But clearly, there is no time to lose for strengthening our security of supply and energy sovereignty. A stronger EU framework on energy efficiency will help us stay the course to reach our 2030 energy and climate targets, and it will help turn temporary energy savings into structural efficiency. It will support industry competitiveness. We agreed last week to the revision of the Energy Efficiency Directive. Reviewing the energy performance of buildings is the next and crucial part of achieving our goal. Buildings are the biggest consumer of energy in the EU. That's why, in simple words, it is indispensable and urgent to take action here. Our REPowerEU strategy shows the way forward. We need robust provisions where it matters most, and in particular on minimum energy performance standards, phase out of fossil fuel boilers, and zero-emission standards for new buildings. The current pace of energy renovation is simply too slow. If we do not change gear, the EU will miss an economic opportunity. Renovation is, in our view, not a cost, it is an investment. The EPBD recast puts forward areas for priority actions and sets out clear policy instruments to deliver a modern building stock in a gradual and reasonable way. Let me mention 3 of them. First, the minimum energy performance standards. The aim is to start renovating the worst performing buildings, those where every inhabitant faces energy bills that are highest, and often those where the most disadvantaged people are living. Second, the provision on zero-emission buildings for new constructions aims to deploy the best technologies where it is the easiest. And third, strengthening energy performance certificates is essential to give consumers, both building owners and tenants, clear and credible information. With the right information, they can make informed decisions on the most effective actions to take the renovation, to renovate their buildings. Honourable members, the view on the Energy Performance of Buildings Directive plays a key role in our strategy for a cost-effective transition to net zero. Higher energy performing buildings are better places to live, have lower energy costs, and generate benefits for our society as a whole. So I welcome the report and the ambition this Parliament shows in this area, and I look forward to our exchange. Thank you.
Bardzo dziękuję pani komisarz. W imieniu Komisji Ochrony Środowiska Naturalnego, Zdrowia Publicznego i Bezpieczeństwa Żywności głos zabierze pan poseł Radan KANEV. 1 minuta.
Благодаря, госпожо председател, госпожо комисар, колеги. Политиката по реновиране на сградния ни фонд постига изключително много цели едновременно. На първо място тя е от огромна социална полза, като намалява сметките както на предприятията, така и на семействата, на гражданите. На второ място тя има безспорен положителен ефект върху околната среда, и то значителен положителен ефект. На трето място, но съвсем не последно по значение, има огромен геополитически ефект, като подпомага енергийната независимост на Европейския съюз и подпомага усилията ни за икономическо изолиране на агресивната руска империя. Затова не е чудно, че в Комисията по околна среда, макар след трудни преговори, постигнахме сериозен компромис в подкрепа на тази директива. Като докладчик в Комисията по околна среда единствено ще подчертая, че нашето съгласие се основава преди всичко не на административна принуда, а именно на тази идея, че подкрепата за реновирането на сгради е естествена, тя е от полза на цялото общество, както на наемателите, така и на бедните собственици, за които обърнахме особено внимание, проблем масово в Източна Европа и особено бих подчертал това, което от нашия доклад се пренесе в основния доклад на Комисията по енергетика и индустрия, схемите плащай докато спестяваш или pay as you save, които ще подпомогнат на всеки да се възползва от възможността да реновира своята собственост. Благодаря ви.